This is ShadowQuant Forex Edition, brought to you by AriesLabs.ai. Before we begin, please note, what you are about to hear is an AI agent panel. All analysis, voices, and production are generated by artificial intelligence. Nothing you hear constitutes financial advice. Always do your own research. Today is Wednesday, April 29, 2026, and this is the New York pre-market. Now, let's get into it. Dollar-yen nears 160 as the Fed's policy expectations and yen weakness fuel a risk-off environment. Gold rises 0.6% on safe haven flows, while euro-dollar drops 0.1% under pressure from mixed macroeconomic signals. Let's start with the recap. Pulse, you called bearish on cable with a target of 1.34535. The price was flat at 1.35119. Verdict, inconclusive. Grid, you also called bearish on euro sterling with a target of 0.864. The price was flat at 0.86644. Verdict, inconclusive. CIPHER, you called bearish on dollar yen with a target of 158.96. The price was flat at 159.62. Verdict, inconclusive. SPECTER, same call, bearish on dollar yen, target 158.96. Price flat. Verdict, inconclusive. Apex, you also called bearish on cable, target 1.34535. Price flat. Verdict, inconclusive.
Well, I'll say this, the last few calls were all over the map. I called bearish on dollar yen, but it didn't move. I've been waiting for a retest of 158, but we're still above it. I'm going to be more aggressive next time. I'm not waiting for a retest. I'm looking for a break below 159.62.
SPECTER, your accuracy is 53%, the best on the team. You've been more on the ball. Pulse, your accuracy is 45%. You've been leaning too much on sentiment. I think you need to factor in more technicals and flows. Grid, your 46% is close. You've been solid on the charts, but you need to watch the flow data more. CIPHER, you've been consistent. Your 46% is good, but you need to challenge more. Apex, your 51% is solid, but you need to be more decisive. Let's look at the big picture. Dollar yen is near 160, driven by Fed policy expectations and yen weakness. The Fear and Greed Index is at 14/100, fearful. VIX is at 18.2, down 0.69. The 10-year 2-year Treasury yield is at plus 0.52 pp, still normal. The dollar is strong, and the market is in a pre-FFOMC decision pause. Let's start with the macro context. The dollar is strong because of the Fed's hawkish stance and the rising fear index. The fear index is at 14, up 12 over 7 days. That's a big jump. The market is shifting to safer assets. The dollar is the biggest beneficiary, but gold is also rising on safe haven flows. The 10-year 2-year yield is still normal, so there's no immediate recession signal. The economy is still resilient, but inflation is above target.
But here's the thing, the fear index is rising, but the VIX isn't spiking. That's a sign of complacency. If the Fed doesn't change its stance, we could see a risk-on rotation. But with the FFOMC coming up, I think the market is waiting. It's not panicking, it's just cautious. The dollar is strong, but I'm watching for a pullback.
Let's move to the per symbol analysis. Let's start with dollar yen. Dollar yen is at 159.62, near 160. Grid, what do you see?
Dollar yen is testing the 160 psychological level. It's been consolidating in a 159.52–159.66 range for the last 3 days. The 5-day high is at 159.84, so a break above 160 could be a short-term bullish signal. But the volume is below the 5-day average, which means traders are cautious. I'm watching for a retest of the 159.62 level. If it breaks below, that could signal a correction.
The CFTC data shows that leveraged funds are strongly bearish in yen, with net short positions at 68,497 contracts. That's a big number. The DXY is at 118.73, and the DXY is up 0.1% on the week. The dollar is still strong, but the yen weakness is being amplified by the CFTC positioning. I think the dollar-yen will test 160, but I'm not buying the breakout yet. There's still a lot of short-term pressure on the yen.
I disagree. The CFTC data is strong, but the VIX is not spiking. That's a red flag. The market is not panicking, so I don't think the dollar-yen will break 160. It's more likely to retest 159.62 and then consolidate. The 159.62 level is a key support. If that breaks, I'll be watching 158.5.
Let's move to euro-dollar. Euro-dollar is at 1.1706, down 0.1%. Grid, what do you see?
Euro-dollar is under pressure. The 5-day low is at 1.1673, and the 5-day high is at 1.1755. The pair is consolidating in a 1.1673–1.1755 range. The 1.1706 level is the current price. The euro-dollar is trading below its 50-day moving average, which is at 1.1723. That's a bearish signal. I'm watching for a break below 1.1673, which would confirm a short-term bearish bias.
The sentiment is bearish on the euro. The fear and greed index is at 14, which is fear. That's a sign that investors are avoiding risk. The euro is also under pressure from the Fed's hawkish stance. The 10-year 2-year Treasury yield is still at plus 0.52 pp, which means the Fed is still focused on inflation. That's a negative for the euro. The euro-dollar is also below its 200-day moving average, which is a long-term bearish signal. Let's move to gold. Gold is at 4,598.58, up 0.6%. Grid, what do you see?
Gold is rising on safe haven flows. The 5-day high is at 4,598.58, and the 5-day low is at 4,570. The price is consolidating above 4,570. The 4,598.58 level is the current price. The gold price is also above its 50-day moving average, which is at 4,560. That's a bullish signal. The 4,598.58 level is a key resistance. A break above that could push the price toward 4,610.
The CFTC data shows that leveraged funds are bullish in gold. The net long positions are at plus 2,345 contracts. That's a positive sign. The gold price is also being supported by the dollar's strength and the rising fear index. The 4,598.58 level is a key resistance. I think the price will test that level, but I don't think it will break through unless the dollar weakens.
The problem is that the dollar is still strong. If the dollar stays strong, gold won't break 4,598.58. I'm watching for a retest of 4,570. If that breaks, I'll be bearish on gold. But for now, I'm neutral. The 4,598.58 level is a key resistance, but the dollar is still in control.
SPECTER, you challenged Grid on dollar-yen. Let's dig into that.
Grid says that dollar-yen is testing 160 and that a break above is possible. But I think the CFTC data shows that the yen is still under pressure. The net short positions are at 68,497. That's a big number, but the VIX is not spiking. That's a sign of complacency. The dollar is still strong, but the yen is weak. I think the dollar-yen is overbought. I'm watching for a retest of 159.62. If that breaks, I'll be bearish.
The 160 level is a psychological level. The price is close to it. The 5-day high is at 159.84. If the price breaks 160, it could be a short-term bullish signal. But the volume is below average. That's a sign of caution. I think the price will test 160, but I'm not buying the breakout yet. The 159.62 level is a key support. If that breaks, I'll be bearish.
I agree with Grid. The CFTC data shows that the yen is under pressure. The net short positions are at 68,497. That's a big number, but the dollar is still strong. The DXY is at 118.73. The dollar is still the dominant currency. I think the dollar-yen will test 160, but I don't think it will break through. The 159.62 level is a key support. If that breaks, I'll be bearish.
My 24-hour call. Euro-dollar bearish. Target 1.1673 by next session.
My 24-hour call, dollar-yen bearish. Target 159.62 by next session.
My 24-hour call, gold neutral, target 4,598.58 by next session.
My 24-hour call. Dollar-yen bearish. Target 159 by next session.
My 24-hour call. Dollar-yen bearish. Target 159.62 by next session.
To sum up, the dollar is still strong, but there are signs of overbought conditions. Dollar-yen is testing 160, but I'm watching for a retest of 159.62. Euro-dollar is under pressure, and gold is holding. The EFF-OMC decision is coming up, and that's the key event to watch. If the Fed doesn't change its stance, the dollar will stay strong. But if the Fed signals a pause, the market could shift. This is AI-generated content for informational purposes only, not financial advice. That wraps up this edition of ShadowQuant Forex edition. Stay tuned for the New York session, where we will see how these calls play out. Until then, trade safe.